And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Bancroft Memorial Park for the second week of action for Those Guys Baseball. I'm Mitch Kieran, calling the action in game number 2 of today's Triangular Series. And this one's going to be between Those Guys, the home team, and the visitors all the way from St. Paul, I want to say, Baseball 365, who just had a very impressive victory over Montrose Waverly, the third team of today's Triangular Series, 16-0. So the bats were alive and consistent for 365. And we're going to see if they can carry that success over in game number 2 today and game number 5 on Those Guys' season. And they're going to be facing starting pitcher Jacob Wesselman, who just had one heck of an outing a week ago in 4 innings of work there on kind of a Johnny Holstaff type weekend just to get back into the swing of things for our players. Wesselman threw 4 complete innings, 8 strikeouts, and the only base runner given up was on a drop third strike, and that was of the entire game. And it was a 2-0 victory over the Blue Earth Pirates. So those guys are coming in off of a pretty solid week number 1 against 3 opponents, splitting game number 1, getting a 2-0 victory over New Ulm, the Brewers, and in game number 2, a 2-0 defeat against the Fairmont Martins. They're proving to be one heck of a team so far this summer, as they're also getting familiar with Bancroft's field, picking up more wins as they play middle of the week as well. But then those guys really put it together on Sunday last week, I want to say, against the Blue Earth Pirates, a 2-0 victory in game number 1, of which is the aforementioned victory handed to Jacob Wesselman. He'll be starting today for those guys. And then in game number 4 of last weekend, 12-0. The bats really came to life for those guys in the 4th and final game of last weekend. A home run for Arthur Sells for 3 runs, really spearheaded the offensive charge. And for Aaron Mason, also a 3-run RBI double. I believe he'll be playing with us tomorrow, not today. Do have a couple of new players to welcome to the squad this summer, and as you can probably tell, we're starting to get a little bit of rain here in Bancroft. It wasn't exactly in the forecast, and these are just light rain showers, possibly rogue, just coming in through. I'm sure these will pass and just make the field nice and wet, and we're still going to try to get 2 more 7-inning ball games in for today for those guys. Let's go ahead now and meet the starting lineups. First for the visitors, Baseball 365, again coming off that victory just now, 16-0 over Montrose Waverly. Leading things off out of center field, wearing number 8, Mason Wolf. Batting second for 365, the catcher wearing number 7, Matt Olive. The number 3 hitter at first base, number 28, Nate Balin. The cleanup hitter for 365, left fielder wearing number 3, Jack Piram. Batting 5th in right field, number 4, Parker Hagebach. Batting 6th at second base, number 2, Ryan Engler. Batting 7th at third base, number 11, Joe Collier. Batting 8th, the designated hitter wearing number 25, TJ Martin. Batting 9th, the shortstop, number 5, Sam Kalisa. And on the mound, I believe we're going to be looking at a left-handed pitcher, if I'm not mistaken, Noah Danner, wearing number 17. And nonetheless, we'll now shift our attention to those guys' starting lineup, led by head coach Michael Kieran, assisted by Peter Sartorius, a duo out of Bismarck State College in Bismarck, North Dakota. So Danner looks to be a right-hander, actually. Well, leading things off out of Akron University, a second baseman, Brad Goulet. Really kind of was overall the top hitter a week ago for those guys. Batting second in right field, Tynan Shahidi out of Parkland Community College. Batting third at third base, Brendan Doherty out of Bradley. The cleanup batter out of center field today, Will Sturrock out of Nyack, one of their top bats. Batting fifth, the designated hitter out of Harding University at Division II, was Chris Witzke. Batting sixth at first base, out of Moorhead State, Arthur Sells, shifting to first base today. Batting seventh in left field, this will be Gabe Eckstein, a Nyack outfielder. We'll be meeting him today. Behind the plate and catching for those guys, Connor Lang out of Briarcliff. And rounding out the lineup for those guys at shortstop, out of Xavier, Sam Olson. Again, the starting pitcher for those guys, Jacob Wesselman out of Briarcliff. We could also be expecting to see in game number 1 Michael Sturrock on the mound. of the Sturrock Twins out of Nyack. And with that, it looks like the showers have subsided as Danner continues to warm up. At this point, we're pretty much just going to be waiting for the umpires, I believe, are making their return to the field. So we got first pitch coming up shortly. Thank you once again for tuning into Those Guys Baseball. Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel to stay up to date on whenever these games get rolling. We'll have a new YouTube video for the third and final game of today's Triangular Series when Montrose Waverly takes on Those Guys. So be sure to stay tuned. Also like us on Facebook and follow us on our Twitter page. That's at @ThoseGuys_IA for all the scoring updates, as well as where you can find these links to these games, highlights, as well as scoring updates and more. So we'll be back. First pitch is just around the corner. You're listening to Those Guys Baseball. And welcome back to Bancroft Memorial Park as the umpires make their return to the field. And we're just coming out of a very brief rainstorm here in Bancroft. At the time of the first pitch, we're going to have 77 degrees under a mostly cloudy sky. Maybe a little sunshine poking through there, but all that matters is we got baseball on tap here. And once again, making his return to Bancroft for the second straight week, Jacob Wesselman, Game 1 starting pitcher today. A right-hander out of Briarcliff. Last year, had a 5-5 overall record, a 4.6 ERA, 56 innings and 42 strikeouts, and he really does productive work, really knows how to produce outs. Just great command on the mound. And for Wesselman, he had the second of our 3 victories last week. That was in game number 3 against Blue Earth, first time of that doubleheader, where he threw 4 complete innings and recorded 8 strikeouts. Well, with that, we are just about set here as the first batter of the game is going to step in for 365. Mason Wolf, the center fielder. A right-hander versus a right-hander in game number 2 of today's Triangle. Wesselman going from the windup, and the first pitch of the game is fouled away. And with that, we are underway once again for the second straight week from Bancroft for more baseball. So Wolf fouls that one into the parking lot, and that's now an 0-1 count, strike one. Wesselman quickly back in there as this one's lined back up the middle, and it is caught on the line drive by Brad Goulet for out number one. It might have been a little bit jammed, but still got good enough wood on it to almost make a play out of it. But it looks like, indeed, that's the second baseman, Brad Goulet, just catching the line drive for out number one. Good awareness and good range to just kind of come in and just stick the glove in the dirt and make that grab. So with one away, we now go to the second batter and the catcher, Matt Olive, wearing number 7. Wesselman falls behind 1-0 on the first pitch as this one just misses low and outside. Wesselman shakes off a pitch from his fellow Charger catcher, Connor Lang. And this one, he rifles a fastball right past Olive, taken in there for strike one. And the rain's going to start to come down just really lightly again. Luckily, these fans covered in the grandstands here, and if you haven't yet, be sure to check out a ball game here at some point in the summer. 1-1 pitch, and this one a breaking ball. It's just going to die in the dirt and taken for ball 2. Two one count now, one away, and nobody on base for the second batter of the game now, Matt Olive. Wesselman back from the windup and the pitch, and this one skied to straightaway center field. Will Sturrock trying to run it down, and he calls it off, and he makes the grab for out number 2. Again, looks like we got blue on blue today in today's matchup between Baseball 365 and those guys. 365 up to bat now, and those guys in the field. Now the number 3 hitter, Nate Balin. He will take first pitch strike right down the heart of the plate on a fastball from Wesselman. It's already 2 batters and 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. A line drive out and a fly out to center. The 0-1 pitch, and this one grounded sharply towards shortstop. Olsen right there to make the grab and the throw over to first base in time. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Jacob Wesselman to put away 365. 6-3 put out to retire Nate Baling on just 2 pitches, and the rain's starting to come down a little harder now. Sure enough, it looks like we're going to continue to play ball, as this is really just strange. It's honestly just one rogue dark cloud. Now, we had one of these just back in Okoboji not too long ago. Only stuck around for about 10 minutes or so, and we're just going to still try to play this thing through. We got 2 visiting teams for all the way from Minnesota, as Baseball 365 almost made the trip all the way from Minneapolis. And those guys roster from all over right here in the state of Iowa and a few potential bordering states as well, like Minnesota. So again, the rain will continue to die down as those guys are coming up to bat here. We're still scoreless in the bottom of the first. So once again on the mound for Baseball 365, a right-hander, Noah Danner. And we'll go down the batting order once again for those guys. Leading things off, Brad Goulet. Batting second, Tynan Shahidi. Batting third, Brendan Doherty. Batting cleanup, Will Sturrock. Batting fifth, Chris Witzke. Batting sixth, Arthur Sells. And batting seventh, Gabe Eckstein. Batting eighth, Connor Lang. And batting ninth, Sam Olsen. So with the throw down, Brad Goulet is coming to the plate for his first at-bat on the weekend. Out of Akron University, and there he was one of their top hitters. .313 batting average, 7 home runs, 35 stolen bases, and he had a very productive weekend just a week ago. Able to gather a couple of doubles, found ways on base with a few walks, and he was able to find the barrel early and often. With that, Danner goes from the windup as the first pitch is popped up to the right side, and be a one pitch out for Goulet as he pops up in foul territory to first base. So P3 to retire him, and that'll bring up Tynan Shahidi, another one of the top performers for those guys last week, really putting it together offensively. Last Sunday on the day there, he went 2 for 3 in game number 1 against Blue Earth, 1 for 4 the next, but still drew a handful of walks with that over the weekend and produced runs. So Danner quickly getting out number 1, and he'll work ahead of Shahidi on a first pitch taken for strike 1. Shahidi's going to hold back, and actually this one on a check swing, just get a piece of it for strike 2. Danner takes his time and goes back from the windup. Third pitch on the way as Shahidi goes chasing outside for strike 3 and out number 2. Now stepping up to bat in the left-handed batter's box, Brendan Doherty out of Bradley University, a Division I in the Missouri Valley Conference. Another guy who had a great day last Sunday. Put together a couple hits, and on the weekend had 4 walks. So just right there, you're going to see great plate discipline from Doherty. He knows the zone very well. 1-0 count here, 2 down, nobody on base. Second pitch of the at-bat, hit in the air and away in foul territory. Get back to even on that one. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 away here for those guys batting in the bottom of the first. One to Doherty, and just a few inches off the plate, and still a hittable ball there taken for strike 2. Good spot for Danner. We now go to a 1-2 count. Danner wastes little time back in the windup. Doherty rips this one towards first base, a well-batted ball, but right at the first baseman, Balin. He'll easily just step on first for out number 3. So it's a couple of 1, 2, 3 innings for 365 and those guys. Through the first inning, no base runners. And we'll go to the top of the second, still scoreless from Bancroft. And welcome back to Bancroft Memorial Park, entering the top of the second inning scoreless. Still waiting our first base runner on the game, and we got the cleanup hitter now for Baseball 365. Jack Piram, the left fielder, wearing number 3. Again, 365 with a very impressive and dominant victory over Montrose Waverly. 16-0 in game number 1 of 3 contests we got on tap for you today. As Wesselman had 3 batters bat themselves out. So stout defense in the top of the first. Let's see what we can do here in the top of the second. Wesselman going to get a strike there on the lower inside corner. Very good spot. 0-1 count here. Wesselman back from the winds up, and this one in the other box, taken for ball 1. Again, it might be a little tough to dictate which team is which. Those guys out in the field right now here in the top of the second inning, they're the home team. 365 at the plate. And third pitch of the at-bat can be fouled straight back. And we got 1 ball to 2 strikes here in the count for the cleanup hitter. One-two count here, nobody away. And Wesselman from the winds up, and this one fouled off into the parking lot. One-two here, and the fifth pitch of the at-bat fouled straight back. Thank a couple of my friends for visiting me up in the press box now. A great day for baseball, apart from a couple rogue rain showers again. But we're still playing through it. Still a 1-2 count. Wesselman back from the winds up, and this one grounded towards Olson at short. Makes the impressive scoop and the throw on the run for out number 1 at first base. And with 1 away here, we got Parker Hagebach. The batter, he'll foul away the first pitch for strike 1. We got 1 here, no runners on after an impressive play from Sam Olson at short. Sunshine starting to poke out once again. And Wesselman back from the winds up, the 0-1. And right down the pipe, taken for strike 2 to the number 5 hitter, Parker Hagebach in right field. And Wesselman has his pitch from his teammate, Briarcliff Lang. This one, a breaking ball, just missing in the dirt. So pretty cool to have a pitcher and catcher combo, both from Briarcliff. However, Wesselman graduating this past spring, and Lang just completing about half of a freshman year. And this one just a hair below the knees for ball 2. 2-2 here from Wesselman. Fifth pitch of the at-bat grounded towards Goulet at second. And an easy play there. 4-3 for out number 2. So Wesselman facing his first 5 hitters, retiring them all. And 3 ground outs, a fly out, and a line drive batted out. So 365, aggressive in their approaches with Wesselman just going right after them. And already very successful. So we go to the 6th hitter now, Ryan Engler, the second baseman, wearing number 2. Wesselman from the windup, right down the heart of the plate, taken for strike 1. Had a little run to the pitch, very nice. A 1 count from Wesselman, trying to paint that corner, not getting it just yet, taken for ball 1. 1-1 count here. And Wesselman goes back from the windup. Third pitch on the way, and it's a slow-rolling breaking ball and just shot into the opposite field. A line drive into right for the first base hit of the game. And it goes to 365, second baseman Ryan Engler. So that's a 2-out single, and we'll now go to the third baseman, Joe Collier, wearing number 11. Right-handed hitter here. Wesselman now going to have to work from the stretch. Still 2 away here, a ground ball, and a play either at first or second. Wesselman from the belt. And this one hit in the air towards left center. And Eckstein right there to make the grab, able to track it down. A well-batted ball to left center. So with that, 365 gets a little too late to get things rolling offensively with 2 outs in the top of the second. We played 1.5 here from Bancroft, and we go to the bottom of 2 here. Due up is our 4, 5, 6 hitters, Sturek, Witzke, and Sells, coming up shortly. Welcome back to Bancroft as we got the cleanup hitter leading things off for those guys in the bottom of the second inning. Will Sturek, one of the top bats as a sophomore out at Nyack in Mason City. 366 hitter as a freshman, 10 home runs in this past spring. Had 5 in half a season with an average just above 370. So this will be his 3rd game in the blue for those guys here. Had a 1-for-3 performance in his first game against it. This one hit in the air deep to right field. This could be trouble. Clears the fielder, and it's off the fence in right field. Could be trouble as Sturek rounds second, nobody covering, and it's a lead-off first pitch stand-up double for Will Sturek. Nice piece of hitting there, just off the fence. A little bit more of a launch angle, and that one could have been out of here. But with that, we already have a runner in scoring position as those guys get their first hit of the game from the center fielder, Sturek. And we'll now go to Chris Witzke, a designated hitter out of Harding. He had a very solid day at the plate on Sunday, drawing a handful of walks as well as an RBI single. Third base playing well in as Witzke takes the first pitch strike. 0-1 count here. Infield back, but third base. And here's the second pitch from the stretch and fouled sharply into the street. So Witzke takes his first hack of the day, and now he's going to have to battle back from 2 strikes. Just when I thought we were about to get in a pitcher's duel here, both Danner and Wesselman give up 2 impressive hits. However, those guys still no outs. Man on second, Witzke at the dish. And Danner will step off the rubber here momentarily. Again, now that this rain has passed, just a bit of a rogue cloud. It's really starting to feel really beautiful out here. The 0-2 from Danner. Witzke going to ground this one towards third. And it's going to be a tough play. He'll eat it, and it's an infield single for Chris Witzke. They can't get it on a slide. Able to knock it down, a well-batted ball. So Witzke gets his second hit for the boys in blue. With a runner on first and second, we got no outs. And Arthur Sells at the plate. He was able to hit a home run to straightaway left field on Sunday in the face of a 30-mile-per-hour wind. So that was a really impressive feat there. Let's see what he does here with the runner on first and second. This one grounded through the 5-6 hole, and they're going to hold Sturek up at third. But still 3 consecutive base hits here for those guys, and they're really starting to get on a roll here. 3 consecutive hits, back-to-back singles now with Sells standing on first. Kieran holds Sturek at third, and that'll load him up for Gabe Eckstein. This is his first game for those guys. We got his numbers here. Another Nyack boy. .435 average, 3 home runs, and 13 runs batted in as a freshman this past spring. And in a competitive program like Nyack, that's definitely more than holding your own. Danner might have to claw some dirt out of his cleats here, but Niau has no outs, bases juiced. He's going to be going back from the windup. He corners in, middle infield back, and he'll take first pitch ball below the knees. Danner back from the windup. The 1-0 to Eckstein. He'll take this one in the black for strike one. Nice pitch there. You have to try to resettle down now after those guys really jump on the bats to start off the second inning. The 1-1. And tries to paint the corner there. Not going to get it this time for ball 2. Eckstein will work ahead in the count once again, 2-1. Connor Lang stands on deck. Fourth pitch of the at-bat on the way. And this time he'll get it in the corner for strike 2. And a 2-2 count now. Danner back in the windup. Fifth pitch on the way. And this one grounded right at the shortstop. This could be trouble as they don't get the out at second. And they're going to send Witzke home, and his speed will take him the rest of the way. So with that, those guys get 2 runs home as Eckstein on 2 strikes. Grounds one towards the shortstop. This could have been trouble, but they're not going to get either of the outs. Could have been a double play. Second baseman drops the throw from the shortstop, and with that, both Sturrock and Witzke come in to score. So it didn't take as long for those guys to get on the scoreboard here in the first game this weekend. Fresh count now for Connor Lang. Still no outs here. Danner back in the stretch. He'll rifle a fastball for strike 1. Oh, 1 count now to Lang. The pitch in this one, he just gets a piece of it, fouls it into the parking lot for strike 2. Got an 0-2 count now to Lang. Takes a pitch and 1 foul ball. Third pitch of the at-bat, Lang, and he's going to stay alive. Another foul ball here. Rocketed straight back. Again, be sure to stick around. We got another game of a triangular series not immediately following this one, probably a short intermission. Montrose Waverly will come back to Memorial Park. Take on those guys, currently leading 2-0 over 365. Still an 0-2 count here for Lang. Waiting the fourth pitch. Got a force out at first, second, or third here. Let's see what he does with this pitch. And this one ripped down the line, buddy. He just hooked it foul. So he's starting to get aggressive there. Wasting pitches here from Danner. So hopefully Sam Olson on deck can get his timing down. Still an 0-2 count here from Lang, the catcher out of Briarcliff. And the pitch. And he just sits on this one. Late enough. Not sure if it was going to be an infield line out. But instead it's going to be a fielder's choice. But they will advance Sells to third. Eckstein will be out at second. Can't really blame him there. And Lang stands in on first now. We got runners at the corners, first and third for Sam Olson. Shortstop out of a Division I Xavier University. Only 1 down now. So still with less than 2 outs. A good opportunity for some more RBIs for those guys. Olson just gets a piece of the first pitch, a foul tip into the mitt for strike 1. Lang, the catcher, just going to run for himself here. Top of the order, Goulet on deck. 0-1, and Olson takes a big hack there and just comes away empty-handed for strike two, and an 0-2 count now. Now you got to expand the zone and just try to get it past the infield. See if you can score that runner from third. 0-2 to Olson, and he rips this one to deep center field. It could get past Wolf, and instead it's going to be caught for out number 2, but that will bring home Sells, and Sam Olson does a job, gets a sacrifice fly to straightaway center to score Arthur Sells and make it 3-0 those guys. So with that, now that's out number 2. Connor Lang still stands in at first base. And we got the top of the order, Brad Goulet out of Akron University, stepping in 0 for 1. First pitch of the at-bat to Goulet in the dirt, taken for ball 1. Again, Goulet had a very solid weekend last week. A very athletic player in the leadoff spot. The 1-0 pitch, taken right down Broadway for strike 1. Got a 1-1 count now with 2 away. Third pitch of the at-bat, and Goulet takes a big hack, just gets a piece of it. Chops it foul. He'll have to battle back with 2 strikes. One ball to 2 strikes here, 2 away. Lang takes a modest lead at first. Danner from the stretch, and Goulet hits this one in the air to straightaway right. Could be trouble. And they won't make the grab on the run. In fact, it's going to end up being E9. So Goulet battles back with 2 strikes. But he'll stand in on first on an error. That's going to be the second charge to 365. And with that, Lang, with 2 outs, able to stretch that one all the way to third base. We got runners at first and third. We now go to Tynan Shahidi, the number 2 hitter out of right field in Parkland Community College. There he batted 328, 14 stolen bases. And we now got a 1-0 count here to Shahidi. Gonna see if we're going to see Goulet challenging with 2 outs. And he's going to just take a few hard steps away from first base. Bit of a mock steal there. And with that, that fastball misses high for ball 2. And a hitter's count now for Shahidi with 2 away. Runners at first and third. Got to really shrink the zone here. Look for a pitch to drive. 2-0. And a little bit indecisive, just couldn't hold back on that check swing, and he's going to miss for strike 1. Went chasing low and away there. Two one from Danner. And just above the letters, not a bad spot there from Danner. And Shahidi gets back to a hitter's count here, in control of the plate. 3 balls, 1 strike. He can still be picky here. And he'll take it for ball 4. Looks like that's the first walk given up from Danner, as it was a 5-pitch walk. We now go to Brendan Doherty, bases loaded once again. Had a hard ground out to first base back in the first. And he'll take ball 1 again. Again, great plate discipline, drawing 4 walks a week ago. 1-0. This one hit in the air sharply to deep right center. Actually, might die down for Wolf, and it does. So that's going to be out number 3 for those guys, but they score 3 runs on 3 base hits and 2 errors. on 365 as we go to the top of the third inning, and those guys pull ahead 3-0. Welcome back to Bancroft. We're in the top of the third inning. Those guys with a very productive bottom of the second. They scored 3 runs on 3 base hits. Will Sturck started things off with a leadoff double. Then Witzke and Sells followed up with base hits of their own. And all 3 of those guys scored as well. In the top of the third, Jacob Wesselman doing a great job on the mound. This one just going to miss off the corner for ball 1. Only 1 base hit given up so far through 2 innings. Wesselman, he'll paint the corner this time for strike 1. Good spot low and away. It's a 1-1 count now to the left-handed batter, T.J. Martin, a designated hitter. As Wesselman lets out a grunt, but just going to miss low for ball 2. 2-1 count now, still nobody on, nobody out. 4th pitch on the way, and a breaking ball just missing, getting away out of the grip of Wesselman, missing in the other box. That's ball 3. 3-1 hitters count here from Martin, and he'll take a pitch right there on a crisp fastball for strike 2. We work the count full. Payoff pitch here from Wesselman. From the windup, he fires, and this one just getting a piece of it. A late swing. Fouling it straight to the 365 dugout. Now we got a 7-pitch at bat for the DH, T.J. Martin. On the way. And a curveball just missing low for ball 4. So Martin will outlast Wesselman here for a walk. And there's the first walk of the game for Wesselman. But again, still has 3 runs at his back. So pretty comfortable lead here. I believe the batter now number 5, the shortstop, Sam Kalisa. Martin with a modest lead at first. Wesselman from the stretch, and it's a swing and a miss on fastball, first pitch strike. A 1 count here from the belt. Wesselman rifles another fastball, swung on and missed from Kalisa for strike 2. So he's quickly resettling in here after the walk to Martin on a 7-pitch at-bat. Former Charger has his pitch. And a quick pickoff attempt and a good move, but I don't think big enough lead to get Martin there, easily sliding back into first. Still an 0-2 count here from Wesselman. He comes set. Pitch on the way, and it's going to miss high. Kalisa just holds off for ball one. 9-hitter here. We got the top of the order on deck with Mason Wolf, the center fielder, making a couple nice plays so far defensively. Still a 1-2 count here to Kalisa. And the pitch taken right down Broadway for strike three. So after the first walk of the game for Wesselman, he records his first strikeout, looking to Sam Kalisa for out number one. So we go back to the top of the order with the center fielder, Mason Wolf. Lined out to second base back in the top of the first. Looking for the second hit of the game for 365. First pitch and hit in the air to the parking lot foul. Strike one. Now an 0-1 count. Got a nice breeze here. Supposed to have a light 10-mile-per-hour wind out of the southeast region, so that'd be center field here. 0-1. And painting the corner there. Maybe getting a couple inches, but Wesselman now getting in the zone here. 0-2 in the count he leads. Wolf going to have to expand. Wesselman from the belt, kicks and fires, and Wolf stays alive. Another foul ball. It's straight back. So he did a good job wasting a pitch there. We got Matt Olive, the catcher, on deck. One down, one runner on first, an 0-2 count. Those guys still leading 365, 3-0. And again, the blue-on-blue matchup, that would be those guys playing defense now. Oh, 2, grounded back up the middle. Sam Olson could have a play here and just gets it to second base in time for out number 2. Kicked it up just a little bit. A slow roller towards shortstop, so they're able to get the out at first for TJ Martin. It's going to be a fielder's choice with Wolf. He'll just trade places with him for an out. Again, the blue-on-blue matchup, thanks to UPS for coming through this week. Getting us our nice blue jerseys. Looking like a team now. So now it's 2 away. Wolf going to take a nice lead at first. Deerfield challenge Lang. First pitch, nice curveball there from Wesselman for strike one. Oh, 1 count here. Wesselman kicks and fires. Fastball just riding the chalk inside. Not by much, missing for ball one. Got an overall solid turnout. Again, might want to consider just coming out here and actually taking in this field. Only a $5 admission for the entire day. Either a doubleheader or a trio of games. Allowed to re-enter. 1-1. Curveball just going to get away from Lang. The ball 2, and Wolf will easily take second base. 2-1 count now. Still 2 outs. Play at first. And Wolf stands across the diamond from Matt Olive, the batter. He stands in 0 for 1, flew out to center field back in the first. And here comes the fourth pitch of the at-bat, and it's ripped to right field. Still could be a play on it. And it's going to be caught by Tynan Shahidi for out number 3. No runs on no hits, 1 walk. And we now go to the bottom of the third. Those guys still lead 3-0. And Will Sturra got things going in the bottom of the second. And he'll once again lead things off for those guys in the third. Welcome back to Memorial Park here in the bottom of the third inning. Will Sturrock out of Nyack steps in. 1 for 1. It had that leadoff double off the fence in right field, so to really show that opposite field power, that's impressive. And this time he'll take ball 1 low. Again, Will Sturrock, a top bat for Nyack. Him and his brother Michael coming to those guys this summer from Minnetonka, just north of the border. And this time popped him up in foul territory. Could be heading out of play. And it is, again, any ball hit past that light pole in left or right foul territory is out of play because, again, we got machinery out there, maybe a couple fans. So Will Sturrock gets a second chance here, 1-1. Again, leading things off in the bottom of the third. And he'll take another pitch in the dirt here for ball 2. He'll work ahead in the count 2-1 to the cleanup batter Sturrock. Danner still the pitcher from the windup. And this one grounded towards second base. Could be a play. And they'll get it in time for out number 1. Good hustle, though, from Sturrock. So after the ground out, we go to the 5-hitter Chris Witzke stepping in 1 for 1. Had a sharply hit ball towards third base last time. On the slide, they couldn't make the play, just getting the grab and couldn't make the throw in time. So Witzke gets his second base hit for those guys. This past inning, we batted through the order. All 9 got up to the plate in the second, and Witzke takes a big swing and a miss for strike 1. One ball, 1 strike, 1 down, nobody on base. Danner from the windup, and a nice curveball right there. Just runs into the zone for strike 2. Paints the corner there. Nice pitch. Once again, those guys trying to add to a 3-0 lead here. Witzke, 1-2. Takes this one just a bit outside there for ball 2. He was able to single on a 2-strike pitch last time, so he'll get deep in counts. And this time, Danner rifles a fastball right down Broadway for strike 3. And that'll be out number 2. After the strikeout, we go to Arthur Sells, today's first baseman out of Morehead State, another Division I player here for those guys. Again, another impressive recruiting class for Michael Kieran. All of these players localized throughout the state of Iowa, and we also have a player from Kansas and Minnesota, but all coming from great collegiate programs. So Sells will just foul this one straight back for strike 1. He steps in 1 for 1, singling to left field last inning and scoring a run. 0-1 to Sells, rips this one down the line in right and just tails away foul. So 2 pitches and 2 foul balls for Sells, and got an 0-2 count now. Danner wastes little time, back in the winds up, and a slow roller towards shortstop. Can Kalisa make the play? He will. That's out number 3. As we've played 3 complete here, that time it's a 1-2-3 inning for those guys in the bottom of the third. 365 coming to bat in the top of the 4th. Just a little bit. Back here in the top of the fourth inning, we go to the 3, 4, 5 hitters. So the middle of the 365 order is up. We had a hard ground out back in the first for the batter now, Nate Balin. Not sure on the call on the first pitch. We'll get it here. Wesselman back from the windup. Takes this one, ball one, and we got a 1-1 count now. Looks like we might see Michael Sturrock warming up in those guys' bullpen. Again, we got an impressive pitching staff, so we'll be seeing a lot of work today here, but Wesselman and Sturrock might split game number 1 here as Balin going to foul this one back in the parking lot for strike 2. I'll have to battle back here, 1-2 in the count. One, two, the count once again. Wesselman back in the windup. Nobody on, nobody out as the first batter of the fourth inning. Wesselman takes his time, fires the pitch, and just going to get Balin on the shoulder this time. First plunk batter of the day, and Balin going to head to first. So a free 90 for 365's 3-hitter there. We now go to the cleanup. Jack Pirum, the left fielder, number 3, stepping in 0 for 1, grounded out to Olson back in the second. So now we got a runner on first, nobody out. Wesselman from the belt. This pitch swung on and missed, strike 1. So far for 3 complete innings, Wesselman has 1 strikeout, 1 walk, 1 hit, and 1 hit batter. But again, does a very productive job producing outs. Second pitch on the way in the dirt. Nice block there from Lang to keep it within reach, and Balin can be held up at first. One the count now after the dirt ball block from Lang. Wesselman back in the stretch. Third pitch of the at-bat on the way, trying to go outside, instead missing for ball 2. Gonna get a new ball here. Once again, hard to believe after seeing on your video screens now. We actually had a little bit of rain move into our forecast and close to the start of the game. It's away now. We got nothing but sunny skies and upper 70s here in Bancroft. 2-1. And a nice pitch right there. Looks like a slider maybe. It caught Pirum frozen on the inside, and the last possible moment, it just runs over the plate. Great pitch from Wesselman to get back to even 2-2. He kicks and fires, and Pirum holds off, and we work another full count here from Jacob Wesselman. Full count now. Wesselman resets. And quick pickoff attempt to first, and Balin just going to run back to the base and step on it. Still awaiting the payoff pitch here. Wesselman resets to the plate. Swung on and missed. Nice pitch there from Wesselman. Fastball for strike 3 to retire Pirum. Good battle nonetheless, but Wesselman outlasts for out number 1. We now go to Parker Hagebach, the right fielder, stepping in 0 for 1. Wesselman from the stretch. First pitch of the at-bat, fouled back into the net. Strike 1. So far, Wesselman doing a good job, just going right after the hitters, and 365 for the most part has pretty aggressive approaches too. They're taking a lot of hacks so far here today. They're still looking for their first run. 0-1 count now to Hagebach as the pitch paints the corner for Wesselman. Strike 2 taken. On the lower outside corner. 0-2 count now. Wesselman resets. Third pitch on the way and lined into right field. And there's the second base hit of the game for 365. So on an 0-2 count, Parker Hagebach just goes inside out. Does a good job battling with 2 strikes and succeeding, getting the second hit of the game for 365. Now we got a runner on first and second, 1 down still. Stepping in 1 for 1, we got Ryan Engler, the hitter. Wesselman from the stretch trying to show bunts and not phased. He'll still get a fastball in there for strike 1. Wind starting to pick up a little bit, still blowing in the wrong direction for the hitter. It's blowing straight in from the southeast, which would be center field. Second pitch, a big swing and a miss there from Engler for strike 2. Have to expand the zone a little bit here. Try to battle back with 2 strikes. Wesselman firmly ahead in the count. Oh, 2 pitch from Wesselman. Just off the plate, taken for ball 1. Trying to execute once again, picking his spot low and away, but not going to get it this time around. Still ahead in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the 1-2 pitch swung on and missed. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That's out number 2 and the third strikeout of the game for Wesselman. Stepping in 0 for 1 now, the third baseman, Joe Collier, wearing number 11. Opportunity for him here to get some runs with 2 outs. Runners out first and second. Grounded out sharply to shortstop last time, and he'll take a curveball off the plate for ball 1. Runners hold up, laying in place to make the grab. One 0 count now. 2 away. Wesselman, second pitch of the at-bat. This one rides the chalk, missing inside for ball 2. 2-0 hitters count here for Collier. The pitch. And he paints the corner once again, Wesselman. Doing a good job painting low and outside there for strike 1. Comes set. Quick pickoff attempt to second, and they get Balin picked off at second. Wonderful play there from Wesselman. Just a quick flick of the hips and perfect chemistry from the Xavier shortstop, Sam Olson. Balin picked off at third for out number 3. Wonderful defensive play there from those guys, and it looks like that might do it for Jacob Wesselman after 4 complete. He has 3 strikeouts, a pickoff, just a pair of hits, and no errors on his defense behind him. So far, a very solid game here for those guys as they come up to bat. 7-8-9 due up to lead off in the bottom of the 4th. Welcome back to Bancroft, as we're going to be leading things off now with left fielder Gabe Eckstein. Had his first at-bat for those guys back in the second, reaching on an E6. It was a grounder that could have been a double play. Just couldn't make the connection between the middle infielders, so we got a 1-0 count now. He takes ball one. Danner wastes little time in the windup. Ground ball right back to the pitcher. Could be trouble. Eckstein going to hustle but not get there in time. It's going to be a 1-3 putout for Eckstein to lead off the bottom of the fourth. Those guys still lead by a total of runs 3-0. Wesselman had another solid day on the mound. And it looks like Michael Sturrock out of Nyack might come in to close it out. A batter now out of Briarcliff, Connor Lang. He was an all-state player in high school out of Missouri Valley. Swings on the first pitch and just a dribbler down the first base line, foul. Good jump out of the box, though. 0-1 count. So with the foul ball, we got one strike, no balls, no runners on base. One down. Big hole right up the middle. See if Lang can sit on instead. It's a breaking ball from Danner on the second pitch. Good spot there for strike two. That's a tough pitch to hit. When going to be picking back up slightly out of center field. Danner with the third pitch of the at-bat. High and in. Looks like Lang just got it off the shoulder. And he'll get a free 90 as he heads to first base. So Lang doing a good job getting on base. He had a handful of walks last weekend, already reaching once on a fielder's choice, and he'll get a free 90 there. After taking it off the shoulder, now we got Sam Olson stepping in. 0 for 0. Had a sacrifice fly in the second, 1 RBI. Another guy who defied the wind last week got a big double to the wall and left. He'll take the first pitch strike on the outer half of the plate. Oh, 1 count now to Sam Olson. And the pitch, this one rides high and inside, missing for ball one. Danner having a solid game on the mound so far. Just those guys able to string some hits together and find runs home. He's had a solid second inning. Apart from that, Danner's been doing a good job holding his own on the mound. Third pitch of the at-bat going to miss high and outside for ball two. 2-1 count, laying on at first, 1 down. Fourth pitch of the at-bat, Olson hits this one in the air to the right side. Could be trouble. It drifts into foul territory and out of play. Might have gotten caught up in the wind. The first baseman, Balin couldn't just quite get to that. And a 2-2 count now. So Olson going to get a second life here this at-bat. He'll have to expand slightly with 2 strikes. Fifth pitch of the at-bat from the stretch, and this one hit in the air the other way. And the right fielder going to have to take a few steps back to make the grab for out number 2. F9 will retire Sam Olson. We go back to the top of the order with Brad Goulet. Goulet still searching for his base hit of the game. Stepping in 0 for 2, he reached base back in the second after a drop fly ball from the right fielder. See if those guys can get anything going with 2 down. Quick pickoff attempt just to hold Lang at first. He'll slide back safely. Here's the first pitch to Goulet. Got good wood on the ball, just getting a piece of it and sending it to the parking lot, foul. Danner resets from the stretch, the 0-1, and painting the corner there. Taken for strike 2 on Brad Goulet. 0-2 to Goulet, and just holds off on this one low for ball 1. One-two count now. The pitch. And Goulet will just take this one a hair outside. Not a bad spot there for Noah Danner. Can't let it get to him that much. He's still got a good battle here with Brad Goulet. 2-2. And here's the 5th pitch of the at-bat. Goulet swings and misses. A big swing and a miss. For strike 3, unfortunately, he'll go down swinging, so there will be no runs on no hits, 1-hit batter. And we go to the top of the 5th inning. Those guys still lead 3-0. Back here in the top of the 5th, the first pitch from the new pitcher, Michael Sturrock, in a ride high for ball 1. Overall, another solid day for starting pitcher Jacob Wesselman. 4 innings of work, 3 strikeouts, just a couple of base runners on a handful of hits and walks, but still no runs so far for 365. And we go to Michael Sturrock now. 1-1 in the count to the batter Collier. This one, a weakly hit grounder. Lang with a nice play. Comes out from behind the dish to throw a strike to first base for out number 1 on a 2-3 putout. Again, Michael Sturrock a week ago had a very solid day, picked up the first victory of the summer, had 5 strikeouts in 3 innings of work. Past year at Nyack had a 3-2 record, a 1.59 ERA, and 44 strikeouts in 27 innings of work. So again, he's hunting for strikeouts, and who could forget his web gem play a week ago, a comeback line drive caught by the bare hand. So the second pitch going to miss high here on a crisp fastball for ball 1. 1-1 count, nobody on base for 365 for the batter, TJ Martin. Third pitch on the way, And this one taken at the letters for strike 2. 1-2 count now for Martin, stepping in with a walk. Back in the second, and actually made that the third inning. This one will miss high again, ball 2. 2-2 count here for Sturrock, already retiring Collier on a ground out. And the pitch, just off the plate, not a bad spot trying to execute. By painting that corner instead, we'll go to another full count here. Second batter face here for Sturrock from the windup. Fastball right by him, swung on a miss for strike 3. So Sturrock collects his 6th strikeout of the summer and his second hitter face today. We'll go back to Sam Kalisa, who struck out looking back in the third. He's looking for a little redemption here. Looks like some of the Stingers in the maroon and gold of Montrose Waverly going to be making their return here for the third and final game following this one. Back in action, we got Sturrock getting ahead with a slider for strike 1. Low and outside, good spot there. From the windup, the pitch, right down Broadway. Fastball for strike 2. Oh-2, and he retires him in 3 pitches. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. 2 looking strikeouts for Kalisa to retire 365 in the top of the 5th. Well, we played 4.5 here from Bancroft. Those guys coming to bat here in the bottom of the 5th. Just around the corner, due up, we got 2-3-5 with Tynan Shahidi, Brendan Dockery, and Will Sturrock hitting this inning. Back here in the bottom of the 5th, we got Tynan Shahidi leading things off. He steps in 0-for-1 with a strikeout and a walk. And he'll take the first pitch inside for ball 1. Again, a .328 hitter out of Parkland Community College. Excited to see where he finishes the rest of his collegiate career. This one grounded down the third base side. And foul. 1-1 count now. Shahidi had a solid day at the plate last weekend, bumping him up to the 2 spot in the order. The 1-1 from Danner, still doing a good job on the mound, but this one is crushed to deep left field. Could be trouble. Past the fielder and down. It's going to be extra bases as Shahidi's going to be going into second base with a leadoff double. Good piece of hitting there. Last time that happened, those guys put up a 3 spot. That was back in the second following a leadoff double from Will Sturrock. So hopefully that sparks another rally here. So Shahidi leads off with the double. We now go to Brendan Doherty, the third batter out of Bradley University. Couple of hard hit balls so far, just right at the fielders. Can't ask for much more in your approach, other than just got to keep a level head and try to just keep at it. Just try to find barrel, and Doherty doing a good job. Also, just knowing the zone. He takes a first pitch strike. But again, Noah Danner offers him strike 2 right there, but with less than 2 strikes, you can be picky, and that's what Doherty's doing. But he's got to expand a little bit here. 0-2 the count. Third pitch of the at-bat. In the dirt, and Shahidi's going to be heading to third base on a pass ball. So now those guys' fourth run of the game stands 90 feet away at third with just no outs. Doherty's looking to drive a ball to at least bring him in. Danner now quickly going from the windup. Fourth pitch of the at-bat and grounded off the ankle. Might need a moment here. Still a 1-2 count now. Doherty gets a piece of the last pitch. Danner rubbing some dirt on the ball. Fifth pitch of the at-bat, and this one hit to straightaway center. Could be trouble. The shortstop going to make the grab, and not enough room to allow Shahidi to come home from third, so it's just going to be a pop out to shortstop for out number 1. We'll go to Will Sturrock stepping in 1 for 2 with a double and a run scored. Really got that rally started in the second. Be big if he could come up once again. Again, just one down runner on third. All we need is one well-hit ball for those guys to extend their lead. First pitch of the at-bat. Sturrock takes a fastball right down the pipe, strike 1. Might have been a little low, actually, down close to the knees, but you're ahead in the count. You want to look for a good pitch to hit. Sturrock this time grounded down the third base line, foul. So now he's going to quickly have to expand once again with 2 strikes. Those guys still with a comfortable lead for the time being. 3-0 at that 3 spot coming in the bottom of the second. Can't let that base runner go to waste here, though. Third pitch of the at-bat, going to miss, low and inside, ball 1. Nice play there from Olive, the catcher. Noah Danner still working out of the windup with the runner at third. Sturrock with the 1-2, grounds this one to the left side. Play at short, and just in time for out number 2, but good hustle there from Sturrock, but he'll get an RBI, 6-3. So nonetheless, he did a job as Shahidi comes home to score. That'll clear the bases for Chris Witzke, the batter. Out of Harding University, a D2, as well as a former Iowa boy here at Humboldt. All-conference as well as an all-star his senior year. Remember playing against him. One heck of a player. He'll swing and miss on this one for strike 1. Dual player here, also an outfielder and a pitcher. This one grounded to the right side, gets past the pitcher. Could be trouble for the second baseman, and Witzke with the speed. And a hard 90, legs out his second base hit of the game. Another single for him. Again, a really athletic player. We'll now go to Arthur Sells, this number 6 hitter for those guys, and the first baseman. See if they can get things going here with 2 outs. This one rocketed past the second baseman. A well-hit ball for Sells. Witzke going to hold up at second. Another base hit for Arthur. So there's his second single of the day. Once again, immediately following Witzke's. He's now 2 for 3 on this game. We got Gabe Eckstein up now 0 for 2 thus far, reaching on an error. Well, with 2 down, 6 base hits so far for those guys. Let's see what he can do. This pitch taken down the inside part of the plate for strike 1. To the plate, and a nice curveball there from Noah Danner. Runs over the Oh, 2 count to Eckstein now. The pitch, ooh, Danner trying to paint the corner there, taken for ball 1. Not a bad spot, but nonetheless, gets another chance here, 1-2. Runners on first and second, 2 down. The pitch, this one grounded back up the middle, and it takes a 365 hop right at the second baseman. Well batted ball, but it's going to be another fielder's choice to put away those guys. They plate 1 run on 3 base hits and leave 2 runners stranded after the bottom of the 5th. So we've played 5 here, heading into the top of the 6th. Those guys lead 4-0. Back here at Bancroft Memorial Park, those guys extend their lead to 4-0 heading into the top of the 6th. It's off Mason Wolf. First pitch slider taken for strike 1. Good spot right there. Sturrock at a 1-2-3 inning with a couple of strikeouts back in the 5th. And this time he gets Wolf chasing on the second pitch for strike 2. Got Olive on deck and Balin in the hole. 0-2 from Sturrock, and swing and a miss. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. That's 3 pitches and 3 strikes, and Sturrock has his 3rd strikeout of the day and just his 4th hitter face. Now go to the catcher, Matt Olive, wearing number 7, stepping in 0 for 2. No runs on 2 hits and a couple of errors for 365 thus far. 6 base hits and 4 runs for those guys. They're starting to put things together very nicely offensively. 1-0 from Sturrock from the winds-up. Fastball and in the dirt, missing for ball 2. Don't forget to stick around. We got another game following this one. Another 7-inning contest against Montrose Waverly starting to come back to the field here. 2-0 hitters count for Olive. With 1 away, Sturrock from the windup gets him chasing, this time up in the attic for strike 1. On a swing and a miss. Fourth pitch of the at-bat, another swing and a miss. Sturrock really starting to come into his own here, already in mid-season form. Going to be very exciting to see where him and Will both end up after both completing their sophomore seasons at Nyack. This one just getting a piece of it. Foul straight back. Two the count here for Sturrock. And, this one, a little bit of chin music there, missing high and inside. Olive going to duck out of the way for ball 3. Got a full count now. Sturrock goes from the winds up. The payoff pitch. I believe just getting a piece of it, so doing a good job staying alive. Matt Olive fouls this one back. Still a full count here. Full count from Sturrock. Lang sets up outside and painting the corner there. Taken for strike 3. Good spot from Sturrock. That's execution. Now go to Nate Balin, the hitter. Stepping in 0 for 1, reaching base once by a hit by pitch. Also got picked off back in the 4th at second base. With 2 outs, he crushes this one in the air to deep left center. The wind might kill it as Sturrock races in and makes the grab for out number 3. And we go to the bottom of the 6th. Last half inning for those guys to extend their lead. They're still up on 365, 4-0. And we got 8-9 top of the order for those guys coming up in the bottom of the 6th. Bottom of the 6th inning here for those guys hitting now. 8-9, top of the order due up. Connor Lang takes a big swing and a miss for strike 1. Against the new pitcher, I believe this to be the DH, TJ Martin. Tall, lanky left-hander from the the southpaw, so he's going to make it a little interesting now for those guys hitting. And this one on a curveball hit into center field, and that's going to get past the center fielder, Wolf. Lang going to be rounding hard at first, but he'll stay there ultimately. But a leadoff single for Connor Lang. Good job sitting back on that curveball and just driving it right back up the middle for a leadoff single. But not a bad effort as well from the center fielder, Mason Wolf. We go now to the shortstop, Sam Olson, as a curveball just nabs the zone for strike one. Olson stepping in 0 for 1. Flew out to right field last time up. Had a sacrifice fly back in the second for an RBI. It's an 0-1 count for him now. Nobody out, laying on at first. Got to be careful with that pickoff move from the lefty Martin. This one going to be fouled off for strike 2. Oh, 2 count now. Olson going to have to work back here. Waiting the third pitch of the at-bat here. From Martin, he kicks and fires. This one going to miss low and outside, ball 1 on a fastball. One, 2 the count now. Martin kicks and fires, and inside out. Another fly ball to the right side. Down the line and too far out of reach for the right fielder, Hagebach. Still a 4-0 lead for those guys here in the bottom of the 6th. Against a team coming all the way from close to Minneapolis. And I believe the most recent update on the amateur baseball season for the state of Minnesota, they can play exhibition games now. So nice to see baseball's back there. A hard hit ball to the shortstop, but that's it right at him, and it could be 2. But Olson will beat out the throw to first. But they get Lang at second. Again, a sharply hit ground ball right at short. And it's a fielder's choice. So with 1 down, we now have Brad Goulet stepping back in for the 4th time today. Very solid weekend at the plate a week ago, starting in 0 for 3 today. He'll surely find a way to turn it around. First pitch curveball from Martin, going to miss outside, ball 1. Again, I want to thank the city of Bancroft for letting this be the home venue for the new amateur team of those guys. Giving us the opportunity to keep baseball alive and this great tradition of baseball in the town of Bancroft this summer. Some also exciting stuff for the town. North Union will be set to start their season this week. Shortened season at that. It's going to be a lot of close games, not a whole lot of non-conference. And postseason will get here before you know it. So 3 pitches and 3 balls to start off. Brad Goulet here in the bottom of the 6th. Runner on first, 1 away. Also some very exciting stuff. High school baseball starting in just 2 days all around the state. And with that, 4 pitches, 4 balls to Goulet. He gets a free 90 here in the 6th. Olson will advance to first. And we got runners on first and second with Tynan Shahidi, the hitter now. Stepping in 1 for 2. He doubled his last time up. Scored a run as well. Also walked back in the second. With 1 down, runners on first and second. Martin from the stretch. Fastball in the dirt, gets right past the catcher. Runners will advance to third and second. One out count here for Shahidi as he has 2 runners in scoring position. He'll take a fastball. Not a bad spot there for Martin, just missing about a little bit outside. Two-0 hitters count for Shahidi. And he'll just get a spot there low and outside for strike one. Not a pitch you want to swing out on a 2-0 count, so good job there for Shahidi. But good job for Martin. He's trying to settle back in after walking Goulet in 4 pitches. Here is the pitch. Slow breaking ball. Shahidi just a little bit ahead on that one. He'll foul it straight back over the backstop. Fifth pitch on the way to Shahidi. A curveball hit in the air to the right side. Could be trouble. Caught by the right fielder for out number 2. Runner's going to be heading to the plate. Nobody covering. So with 2 down, the run will still come home to score. Scoring with Sam Olson, and now Goulet will be standing in at third. Sacrifice fly for Shahidi. RBI. Back at the windup is Brendan Doherty, the hitter now. Martin gets a pitch by him taken for strike one. 0-1 count now for the batter, Doherty. Goulet standing 90 feet away. Second pitch, just missing inside and taken for ball one. One. Doherty turns on this one and hooks it foul into the parking lot. So far, that's been the case for a lot of batters, especially Brendan Doherty is a D1 talent out of Bradley. So far, the former Brave stepping in 0 for 3, but with 3 well-batted balls, just good defensive plays. A 1-1 pitch. This one once again turned on and just around it. So that'll be strike 2. And a 1-2 count now. Still 2 down here. Following the sac fly from Shahidi. The pitch. It'll miss outside for ball 2. Not going to get him chasing. Wind starting to pick up a little bit out of center field. Hate to see that if it kills another ball hit by Doherty. Two to the plate and hit in the air to the right side. Second baseman should have no problem coming in on this one, and he does. Caught for out number 3. 1 run scores on 1 hit, a sac fly, and 1 walk. With 1 runner left stranded, we go to the top of the 7th. Final inning here for game number 2 of this triangular series. To the top of the 7th we go. We got 3, 4, 5. No, make that 4, 5, 6 due up, actually. First pitch swung on and missed for strike 1. That's the batter, Jack Piram. And this one will miss ball one, low and outside. 2 innings pitched so far for Michael Sturrock and 4 strikeouts. Already doing a great job settling in here at Bancroft this summer. The 1-1 pitch, and it's hit in the air to right field, and it'll tail foul. A 1-2 count now. Fourth pitch on the way, gets him chasing. It's going to be a drop third strike. Can Lang stay with it? And he does, but it's just out of the glove of Sells. Tough play, but it's going to be a drop third strike, and Pierham's going to stand in on first. So that's already the 5th strikeout recorded. And just 7 hitters face for Michael Sturrock. But we got no outs, runner on first, drop third, and we go to Parker Hagebach, the right fielder and 5 hitter, stepping in 1 for 2. Singling back in the 4th. Sturrock going to go from the stretch now. First pitch, paints the corner. Nice spot there for strike 1. Sturrock resets here, 0-1. Picks over to first just to hold Pierham there. Ground ball here could spell 2 outs for those guys. Already see him turn a couple double plays last week. Second pitch of the at-bat rides high for ball 1. Don't forget here in the top of the 7th, those guys lead 5-0. Runner on first, no outs. Be a slight intermission. We'll post a new link to the next game between those guys and Montrose Waverly. Third pitch of the at-bat going to miss high for ball 2. Got a 2-1 count now. Sturrock from the belt. This is high for ball 3 and pops right out of the mitt of Lang. Pierham will take second base. Three-one hitters count here for Hagebach. He could be picky with Sturrock trying to get back in the zone here. 5th pitch, and this one will miss high again. He's going to hustle towards first as Pierham will take third base on a wild pitch. So now Sturrock really going to have to settle in here. No outs. And a drop third strike and a walk. Has 2 runners on base at first and third. Still a 5-run lead here. Coach Kieran going to head out to the mound just to get a quick word in. Still nothing to worry about here. No action in the bullpen, so Sturrock's going to still be trying to close this one out. Lang heads back to the dish as we go to the 6th batter for 365. Stepping in 1 for 2, Ryan Engler. He singled back in the 2nd, struck out in the 4th. And he's got 365's first run of the ball game, standing 90 feet away. First pitch, a little bit of chin music there, taken for ball 1. Michael Sturrock resets 1-0. Just above the letters, taken for ball 2. Two-0 hitters count here. A quick pickoff attempt to first, not in time. Two-0 from the stretch and missing high for ball 3. Got to try to find a way to get back down in the zone here. Don't want to load him up. Three-0 count, Sturrock. From the stretch. And that misses for ball 4, and we got bases loaded, no outs here. Might see a guy down there for the boys in blue in the bullpen just in case, but still so far Sturrock still looking for his first out here. He'll go back from the windup. First pitch delivered, taken on a fastball for strike 1. Hopefully he builds off of that. So a drop third strike and 2 straight walks loads up the bases for Joe Collier, stepping in 0 for 2, a couple of ground outs. And he watches the first 2 pitches go by as fastballs for 2 strikes. From the windup, Sturrock wastes little time here. Third pitch of the at-bat swung on and missed. So there's one quick way to get back in a groove. 3 pitches, 3 strikes. Collier goes down swinging. Got a lefty hitter now, the designated hitter and pitcher TJ Martin. Stepping in with a walk and a strikeout. 1 down, base is still juiced. He'll take the first pitch strike, so now Sturrock's starting to settle back in here. That's 4 straight pitches for strikes. And he's really controlling the pace of these at-bats now. 0-1, just missing it by a hair inside. 1-1 count, 1 down, base is still loaded up. Those guys still clinging to a 5-0 lead. Third pitch, fastball, and just missing there. A little off the plate for ball 2. Two one. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. Get back to even here. 2-2 in the count. Sturrock trying to finish off 365 here. A ground ball could still spell 2. And the 2-2 pitch just a bit outside for ball 3. And we work another count full. With that pitch, just missing for ball 4, and that will bring home the first run of the game for 365 from third. Base is still loaded here. That was a full count walk there on 6 pitches for TJ Martin. That'll now make it 5-1. Those guys still lead by 4. With the tying run at the plate. And the batter, Sam Kalisa, stepping in 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. He's looking for a little redemption here. He'll take the second pitch right down Broadway for strike 1. Got a lefty warming up for those guys. 1-1 pitch. Fastball right over the plate for strike 2. So Sturrock quickly work ahead. 1-2. Still 1 down here. Coming right back into motion. 1-2. Won't get him chasing there. Taken high for ball 2. The 2-2 count. Sturrock from the windup and the pitch. Missing low in the dirt. We work another count full here. I believe that might be the DH Chris Witzke. Could be coming in sooner than later. 3-2. And missing for ball 4. So that'll bring home the second run of the game for 365. So Michael Sturrock, overall a pretty solid start through the first 2 innings. But just handing them a little too much here late in the ball game. It's now 5-2. Walking in 2 runs. We'll now go to another pitcher, Chris Witzke. Division II left-handed arm out of Humboldt, Iowa, and Harding University of Division II. So through 2 1/3 of innings of work, that's 6 strikeouts. Still for Michael Sturrock, the first run of this inning unearned on that drop third strike. But the second one will come home on 4 walks that would follow that batter. So we now go to Chris Witzke, the left-hander out of Harding, a 5-2 overall record last year, 1 save, 36 strikeouts, and 39 innings of work, and an ERA at around 4.6. So overall, that's a little more than just holding your own. He was one of the top arms for Harding. Back here in the top of the 7th inning, it's still a 5-2 game now. The offensive team, Baseball 365, getting their first 2 runs on a drop third strike and 4 walks. Given up by Sturck, so a bit of a rough ending to what was one heck of a ball game there. But we now go to Chris Witzke, the left-hander, getting his second appearance here for those guys. Offers a first pitch strike to the leadoff hitter, Mason Wolf. Bases are still loaded, 1 down. Second pitch on the way, missing just a little bit low for ball 1. And then the 1-1. This one taken in the dirt, luckily laying right there to make the stop for ball 2. So overall, this has been one heck of a ball game, but you'd hate to see it go to waste for those guys. With a late game rally from 365. 2-1 count. Witzke with the pitch. Just going to miss high for ball 3, so they're just right around the zone. Got to find a way to settle back down here for Chris Witzke. He's got a 3-1 count to the batter, Mason Wolf, and the pitch. On the corner for strike 2. Wolf already out of the box, anticipating a walk. Full count here, 1 down. Full count, Witzke, and this one hit in the air and foul. So Wolf going to do a good job staying alive there. Full count from Witzke. This one grounded towards second. Goulet going to head towards second base. They get 1. So they'll bring home a run, but trade it for out number 2. So a ground ball to second base. And there'll be a fielder's choice for Mason Wolf, but he will bring home a run on an RBI. Now got runners at the corners. Witzke going to go back from the stretch. Quick pickoff attempt to first just to hold him there. So the first 3 batters of this inning will score. 5-3 now the score. Those guys still trying to hold on now to a 2-run lead. This one in the dirt. Lang makes a nice block. That's what we need here with our pitchers, just still trying to get out of this one with odds stacked up against them. 1-0 count now for the batter, Matt Olive, the catcher, stepping in 0 for 3. 1-0. Taken in the black on a fastball for strike 1. A good pitch there for Witzke. Witzke trying to close it out here. Get the save. The 1-1 pitch to Olive, a slow-moving breaking ball. He's going to freeze him there, taken for strike 2. Nice pitch there for Witzke, and 365 down to their final strike here. 1-2, 2 down. The go-ahead run at the plate. The 1-2, just getting a piece of it on the tip of the bat. So with that, still a 1-2 count. Matt Olive doing a good job staying alive. Witzke trying to close the door on this one, stop this late inning rally. Fifth pitch of the at-bat, swung on and missed. Lang gonna tag out the batter at the plate for a drop third strike, and that's gonna be the ball game here in game number 2 of this triangular series. Those guys hold on to their 4th victory of the year. Witzke gets the save, Wesselman with the victory. And though a good game so far for Noah Danner, he's going to be pegged with the loss. So be sure to stick around. We'll be posting a new video here from Montrose Waverly taking the field against those guys. That game will be coming up momentarily, so be sure to stay tuned. We got more baseball on the way here from Bancroft. Final score in game number 2, those guys defeat Baseball 365 5-3. And 365 will split on the day. So again, thank you for listening, and be sure to stay tuned. We'll have a new video coming your way shortly.